The downfall of Firecracker. Firecracker is just as she sounds. She's strong, sassy, has a passion for theatrics. Unfortunately, her need to be seen and heard only earned her scorn and ridicule. Since she was a child, Firecracker had the hope of being seen for the wonder she is. First injecting herself with Compound V, or her parents did, and displaying herself on a beauty pageant, until an ugly rumor from Starlight's curbed her ambition by making a rumor that Firecracker slept with the judges. Starlight surmised that is the only way that Firecracker could become favored by the judges. Whether that is true or not, Starlight created an enemy and totally destroyed Firecracker's sense of self. Since then, she has hovered around others, trying to be in close proximity to their greatness, being that she was unable to achieve it herself, plus losing the will to move on from her childhood esteem injury. So once she earned her way into the Seven, she aimed her sights at Homelander, making herself available to him in any way. Homelander couldn't think of anything for her, and a man like Homelander didn't need her emotionally. He only needed her for what she could provide, which was milk. For a woman who wanted to be seen for her beauty, for intelligence, for bravery, being a milk producer was not enough. Not even if she made it to the big leagues of superheroes. She needed something more, someone who could see how great she could be. And that old childhood wound was killing her. So she decides if she could not have Homelander, she would go after the next available thing. And that was Soulja Boy. While she could at least get the close proximity thing down with Soulja Boy, the caring or the fulfillment wasn't there. And then something happened. Homelander did find some type of use for her. Homelander learned from Stormfront that the media is the way to go in and capture people's attention. And since Homelander had ambitions about being a guy, he was one that word to go and get around. So what happened was is that he charged Firecracker to go ahead and be the envoy, the one to go ahead and tell them that your God on earth is here. Homelander is here. And he needed Firecracker's help. He needed her experience, her talent. And this must have sounded like music to Firecracker's ears until she heard Homelander speak completely. Homelander thinks that he's a god. He wants the world to worship him as a god, and he wants Firecracker on board to run the campaign. All of these things are staunchly opposed to what Firecracker believes. So, she struggles a bit. She expresses her misgivings to the wrong parties. But ultimately, her misgivings reaches the ears of Homelander. Homelander at first decides just going to let her go. But Firecracker is looking at everything she did to get to this point. She sold everything. Herself, her church, her relationships. She sold everything. So she decides to go and double down. She wants to go and show Homelander that she can be loyal, that he can, get loved. And that was her mistake. Because Homelander at that point was thinking that he was a god, and being a god means that you don't have to go ahead and chase the love and affection of others. And at that point, since he already asked her to leave, and she wasn't leaving expeditiously, Homelander couldn't stand it. So what happens to her is kind of ironic. Firecracker was always an America's first type of girl. The American Eagle, the over-the-top, dress in flashy outfits. She was America's first. So when he decides to go ahead and smack her from his space all the way over to that American Eagle, it was real ironic. Because the same America that can go in and build you, the same America that you live for, the same America that you dote over, can also be the same America that can end your life. Damn, good commentary.